Welcome to Hidden US Coins. Have you ever held something in your hands that felt alive with history? Something so powerful, so unbelievably rare that it could change your life in an instant? Today, we're diving deep into the world of Hidden US. Treasures coins that look ordinary but hold secrets worth a fortune. Most people pass them by without a second thought. A simple $50 tossed into change. A coin from the 60s hiding in a drawer. A piece of metal you would never imagine could make you wealthy overnight. But what if I told you? Right now, in 2025, a few ultra-rare Kennedy $50 are quietly selling for jaw-dropping amounts, some crossing six figures and still climbing every single month. These coins are the silent millionaires of American currency, the ones that collectors, treasure hunters, and even major investors are chasing with pure obsession. In today's video, we'll uncover the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Kennedy $50 in the market right now. Coins that tell stories of American pride, secret minting errors, and beauty that time itself couldn't erase. So hold tight, because by the end of this video, you might just realize you have been sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Welcome to Hidden US Coins, where every episode we uncover America's hidden treasures. And remember, this channel brings you fresh updates every single day. So if you love the thrill of the hunt, hit that subscribe button and let's uncover your next big discovery together. Now, let's start with a coin that shocked even the most seasoned collectors, a piece of American silver that defied all expectations. First, coin number 1. Our journey begins with a coin that doesn't just tell history, it breathes it. The 1965 Kennedy $50. At first glance, it might look like just another silver coin from the mid-1960s. Maybe you've seen one tucked in an old box or glimmering faintly in a relative's coin jar. But beneath that calm surface lies one of the most shocking stories in modern United States. Coinage. The year was 1965. America was changing, the Vietnam War was escalating, the space race was reaching new heights, and the nation was still mourning the loss of a beloved president, John F. Kennedy. To honor his memory, the U.S. Mint had launched the Kennedy $50 just a year earlier, in 1964, made of 90% silver. But in 1965, something extraordinary happened. Silver prices were soaring. The mint was forced to change the coin's composition, reducing it to 40% silver, layered over copper. That decision created confusion, chaos, and more importantly, opportunity. The coin struck that year carried no mint mark, a decision that forever blurred the line between the Philadelphia and Denver issues. Collectors were left in suspense. Where did each coin come from? And what hidden variations might exist within those minting batches? Among these already rare coins, a few pieces emerged with mysterious green and brown toning, the kind of natural oxidation that only occurs under specific, almost accidental conditions. These colors, gently spreading across the silver surface, gave the coin a haunting, one-of-a-kind appearance. Not damage, but beauty born of time itself. For numismatists, these toned 1965 Kennedy halves are pure art. Every shade of color tells a story. Every swirl of patina whispers of the decades it has survived. And in very fine condition, they are virtually impossible to find in today's circulation. Think about it. Millions of these coins were used, spent, and melted down. Decades passed, and silver vanished from everyday pockets. Yet somehow, this one with its ghostly green and brown glow survived. It's as if history itself chose to protect it. Collectors worldwide are obsessed with these pieces. Auctions see fierce bidding wars, private sales happen behind closed doors, and every serious investor knows this coin is climbing in value faster than anyone could have predicted. And right now, in 2025, this 1965 Kennedy $50 without a mint mark, in very fine condition, kissed with that mysterious toning, has been valued at a staggering $125,000. Yes, you heard that right. $125,000? That's not a myth. That's a real verified market value, a coin so powerful in its rarity that it's turning ordinary collectors into overnight legends. And what is even more thrilling, experts say the market for these Kennedy halves is still heating up. Every year, fewer appear and demand continues to soar. Hold one of these in your hand, and you're not holding just metal, you're holding a living relic of America's golden era, a treasure that only grows more valuable with time. So, if you ever come across a 1965 Kennedy $50 showing those rich green and brown hues, don't look away. Don't let it slip through your fingers, because you might be holding a silent fortune, a coin that could one day be worth even more than today's record-shattering prices. Remember, this is not fiction. These are real, traceable values from the modern coin market, and the rise isn't slowing down. Every coin like this is a piece of history, a spark of the past, and every collector who finds one is part of that story. So keep your eyes open, because the next time you flip through a pile of old coins, you might just find your treasure waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned because the next coin on our list is even more shocking, even more mysterious, and its story will leave you absolutely speechless. Next coin number 2. Just when you think the surprises of the 1960s are over, another treasure rises from the shadows, mysterious, bold, and gleaming with quiet power. The 1967 Kennedy half dollar. A coin that hides more secrets than most collectors could ever imagine. It's simple in appearance. No mint mark. A cool, silvery gray tone that looks almost calm, too calm. But that stillness hides something extraordinary. This is not your average Kennedy half. This is a coin that has stunned experts, defied odds, and today stands as one of the most desirable pieces in modern American numismatics. To truly understand why this coin is so special, we need to go back to 1967, a time when America was standing on the edge of change. The mint was still recovering from the chaos caused by silver shortages in 1965. Millions of people were hoarding silver coins, afraid they would vanish forever. And they were right. The U.S. government had already reduced the silver content in its coinage, leaving only the half dollar with a thin 40% silver composition. The Kennedy half dollar had become a symbol, a tribute to a fallen president, yes, but also a reflection of America's own transition. The world was moving fast, but this coin, it remained steady. Reliable. A silver beacon in an era of uncertainty. Unlike earlier coins, the 1967 Kennedy half dollar carries no mint mark. Every piece minted that year came out anonymously intentionally. It was part of a U.S. mint strategy to discourage collectors from hoarding, to make every coin feel equal, indistinguishable. But ironically, that very decision made them mystical. Because within those plain, unmarked surfaces lay hidden differences that collectors are still discovering today. Some coins, like the one we're talking about now, display a stunning gray shade, a natural, almost smoky patina that can only develop through decades of gentle oxidation. It's not artificial. It's not damage. It's the whisper of time itself, the quiet fingerprint of history sealed into silver. When you look closely, that soft gray hue glows differently under light, subtle yet hypnotic. And that's why this version, the gray-shaded 1967 no mint mark half, is considered one of the most beautiful variants ever to surface in circulation. In fine condition, this coin is already an impossible find. Most 1967 halves were used, tossed into tills, scraped against metal forgotten. Finding one still crisp, still breathing with that silver-gray luster, is like discovering a preserved piece of American soul. Numismatists describe it as the calm before the storm, a coin minted in the middle of transformation, right before silver disappeared completely from the United States. Coinage in 1971. It's the end of an era, captured forever in 40% silver. And yet, what is happening right now in today's market is beyond belief. Because this very coin, the 1967 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark, glowing in that rare gray tone, has exploded in collector demand. Private buyers, estate auctions, and coin forums are witnessing something unprecedented. Prices climbing faster than anyone thought possible. And in 2025, this remarkable piece in fine condition has reached a jaw-dropping market value of around $120,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $120,000. For a single half dollar that most people would overlook in an old collection. This isn't fantasy, it's fact. Real sales. Real collectors. Real money. Every week, more investors are realizing the truth. These Kennedy halves are not just coins. They are miniature time capsules of American legacy, and their values are skyrocketing. The demand is so strong that every year, fewer examples come up for sale. The ones that do, they are snapped up in seconds. And experts agree this is just the beginning. As collectors chase historical rarity and as silver markets tighten again, the value of these 1960s halves continues to soar. So if you have one of these beauties, no mint mark, gray shade, fine condition, you are sitting on something priceless. You're not holding pocket change. You're holding a silent treasure that's defied time itself. Keep it protected. Keep it safe. Because each passing year is writing a new chapter in its story and its value is climbing higher and higher with every telling. The 1967 Kennedy half dollar isn't just metal. It's the echo of a president's legacy. It's the pulse of 1960s America. And it's proof that sometimes the most ordinary-looking things hide the most extraordinary secrets. So don't take this as coincidence. Don't dismiss that old silver coin lying forgotten in a drawer. Because treasures like this one, treasures born of history, time, and rarity, are what make the hunt so electrifying. Stay tuned, because the next coin on our list is even rarer, even more unpredictable, and it just might rewrite what you thought you knew about modern U.S. minting. You're watching Hidden U.S. Coins, where every day we uncover America's hidden treasures. Next coin, number 3. If you thought the story couldn't get any deeper, brace yourself. Because the next coin isn't just rare, it's mysterious, radiant, and steeped in American legacy. This is the 1969 with D Kennedy half dollar, a coin that, at first glance, looks like a survivor of time. But under the right light, it reveals its true self. A breathtaking fusion of silver, brown, and green hues, like an ancient relic kissed by history itself. It's one of those coins that collectors whisper about, the kind of piece that glows in the room long after you've put it away. The story of this coin begins in Denver, 1969, a year roaring with energy and change. Man was about to land on the moon, Woodstock was redefining music, and America was closing the final chapter of silver coinage. The Kennedy half dollar, first struck in 1964 to honor the fallen President John F. Kennedy, had already captured the heart of a nation. But by 1969, the mint was preparing for something huge, the complete end of silver in U.S. coins. This year, this exact coin would become the last 40% silver Kennedy half ever minted. That alone made it historic, but that's just the beginning of its story. Every one of these halves bore the D mint mark, proudly stamped at the Denver Mint. Yet only a small fraction survived the decades in collectible condition. The rest were lost, spent, or melted down when silver demand skyrocketed in the years that followed. And among the survivors, there exists a category so rare, so hauntingly beautiful, that it turns heads even in elite collections, coins with silver-brown patina on the front and greenish-brown hues on the reverse. That natural toning, not artificial, not forced, is the mark of pure authenticity. It forms slowly, over 50-plus years, as silver reacts gently with air and environment, crafting patterns that no human hand could ever replicate. Each toned coin is a one-of-one masterpiece. No two look alike. When collectors describe these pieces, they don't talk about them as coins. They call them works of living art. The combination of brown, green, and silver shimmer gives this 1969 D an almost mystical presence, as if time painted it for those patient enough to notice. In fine condition, these are nearly extinct. Decades of circulation erased most examples from history. To find one still crisp, details clear, and with such rare coloration, that's like unearthing a relic lost beneath the sands of time. And now, the treasure part. The part that sends chills down every collector's spine. In today's thriving 2025 coin market, the 1969 with D Kennedy half dollar silver-based, kissed with brown and green tones, fine condition has soared to a market value of about $118,000. Yes, you heard correctly, $118,000. A single coin. A piece of history that was once worth 50 cents. Now worth more than some people's life savings. And this isn't hype. It's the truth of the market. Collectors and investors are chasing toned 1969 with D halves with incredible passion. Major auction houses have witnessed bidding wars that defy logic. The curve of value for this coin isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. Why? Because 1969 with D represents the end of silver, the last breath of an era. It's not just rare, it's symbolic. It is the coin that said goodbye to silver in circulation, while carrying the face of a president who embodied hope. That combination of history, emotion, and scarcity is a collector's dream formula. And as each year passes, fewer of these extraordinary toned examples appear. The survivors become legends, their prices rising with each whisper, each private sale, each headline that shocks the numismatic world. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1969 with D Kennedy half dollar, with that mesmerizing silver-brown tone and hints of green across the reverse, hold on to it. Guard it. Because what you have isn't just a coin, it's a time-locked treasure. a piece of American art that only grows more precious with every tick of the clock. It's a symbol of transition, of memory, and of the kind of beauty that only time can create. And the market, the collectors, the investors, the dreamers, they all know its worth is climbing higher each day. Don't take this lightly. This is real. The 1969 with D. Kennedy half-dollar is a treasure in your pocket, a fortune forged from history. And we're only halfway through this incredible list because what comes next will make even this seem ordinary. The next coin on our list isn't just rare, it's nearly mythical. Some experts doubted it even existed until recently. So, stay with me because you are about to see why the next Kennedy half-dollar could rewrite everything you thought you knew about modern US. You're watching Hidden US Coins, bringing you freshly updated treasure stories every single day. Next coin, number 4. Every great treasure story has a twist, a moment when something impossible happens. And this next coin is that twist. Because by 1977, silver was long gone from US coins, or so we thought. The world believed the Kennedy half-dollar had become a simple copper-nickel coin, no longer special, no longer precious. But in the quiet corners of history, a few mysterious survivors emerged, carrying a shine that defied the official records. This is the 1977 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, a coin whose surface glows with an unmistakable silver brilliance, and whose reverse bears a faint but mesmerizing green spot like a secret mark left by time itself. The official mint composition for 1977 halves was copper-nickel-clad, no silver content. The U.S. Mint had retired silver coinage years earlier in 1971. So how could this coin gleam like silver? Why does it reflect light with that deep, cold luster that only true silver gives? That question has baffled collectors for decades. Some believe it was a minting experiment, a handful of test strikes that somehow escaped official destruction. Others whisper of mint errors, blanks left over from the final 40% silver planchets of 1970 accidentally fed into the presses in 1977. No matter which theory you believe, one thing is certain: this coin shouldn't exist. And yet, here it is. The no mint mark feature adds to its enigma. No clue where it came from. No identifying mark to trace. Just a coin glowing with impossible silver light, born from a time when silver had already vanished from American change. And then there is that green spot on the reverse, a natural oxidation point that collectors recognize immediately. It's subtle, almost like a gemstone set into metal, proof that the coin has aged naturally, untouched, authentic to the core. This rare toning, combined with its silvery surface and lack of mint mark, turns an already mysterious piece into a true legend. Imagine it. This 1977 half has survived nearly half a century, yet still shines with that mirror-like gleam. The portrait of Kennedy looks alive, the details crisp. The coin's entire aura feels unreal, a reminder of the line between chance and destiny in numismatics. In very fine condition, these are almost unheard of. Most 1977 halves are worn, dull, and lifeless. But a silver-toned survivor like this one? It's like finding a diamond in a field of stones. And here's where things become almost unbelievable. In today's 2025 collector market, this elusive 1977 no mint mark half-dollar the silver, shining, green-spotted, very fine condition rarity has reached an astonishing market value of $135,000. $135,000. Think about that. A coin once worth 50 cents now standing among the giants of modern American collectibles. It's not just value, it's power, history, and legacy combined into one breathtaking artifact. Collectors across the United States are now on the hunt for this mysterious addition. Private dealers confirm that every time one appears, bidding turns fierce. Silent auctions, phone offers, even international buyers stepping in. The prices climb higher, the supply vanishes faster, and the legend only grows stronger. Experts agree this coin's value is not slowing down. The market curve continues to rise month after month. Every collector who has touched one knows it feels different. It carries a strange energy, as if time itself has blessed it. And that's what makes this coin so powerful. It's not just rare, it's defiant. It broke the rules of minting. It existed when it wasn't supposed to. It's living proof that sometimes history hides its miracles in plain sight. Every flicker of light across its silver surface tells a story. Every mark, every spot is a fingerprint of time. And for those lucky enough to own one, it's not just a collectible, it's a treasure, a personal fortune, and a piece of American mystery that continues to shine brighter with every passing year. So if you ever come across a 1977 Kennedy half-dollar that gleams like silver, no mint mark, with that mysterious touch of green on its reverse, stop everything. Examine it closely, because you might be holding one of the greatest hidden treasures ever to slip through the United States. Mint. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This is no ordinary coin. This is a masterpiece of luck, rarity, and legacy, and its story is still being written. And we're not done yet. Because the final coin on our list, coin number 5, takes rarity to a level that even veteran collectors struggle to believe. It's the one that truly defines what a hidden fortune looks like in the palm of your hand. Stay with me, you don't want to miss what is next. You're watching Hidden US Coins, where we bring you fresh daily updates on the treasures waiting to be discovered right here in America's pocket change. Next coin, number 5. Every great story ends with a revelation, and this one will leave you stunned. Because sometimes, the most astonishing treasures do not come from centuries past or the age of silver. Sometimes they come from a year so ordinary, so modern, that no one could have imagined what hid beneath its surface. And that year is 1984. America was dancing to new music, technology was changing the world, and the coinage system was running like clockwork. The mint was turning out millions of half-dollars made of copper nickel, simple everyday change. Nothing special, nothing rare, or so we thought. But then came a small number of coins struck in Philadelphia in 1984 with P. Kennedy half-dollars that looked different. Under normal light, they gleamed like any other half-dollar. But closer inspection revealed something almost haunting. Black specks and spots scattered across the surface, deep, dark, and strangely patterned like constellations frozen in metal. These marks weren't damage. They were natural oxidations, reactions formed under mysterious storage or minting conditions that experts still debate today. And they turned these coins into something much rarer than anyone expected. Some believe the dark spots came from a unique chemical residue on a limited run of planchets. Others think it was a reaction to moisture trapped during mint storage. Whatever the cause, one fact remains. Only a tiny handful of these pieces exist in collectible condition. And here's the irony. While other coins flaunt bright colors and rainbow toning, this one stands out precisely because of its shadows. Those black marks, scattered like stars, give it character, history, mystery. It's as if the coin carries the darkness of time itself, wrapped around the shining face of John F. Kennedy. Look at it closely and you will see more than metal, you will see contrast. Light and dark, perfection and imperfection, power and fragility. It's the story of America captured in a single half-dollar. In very good condition, these coins are scarce enough to make collectors pause. Finding one without heavy wear, still holding its full design and those striking black patterns, is like uncovering a coated relic from the minting vaults of the 1980s. Decades have passed, and yet their mystery has only deepened. Because these aren't just mint errors or toned coins, they're symbols of survival, of individuality, of how something can stand out by daring to be different. And here's the part that turns this quiet coin into a modern legend. In today's booming 2025 market, this rare 1984 with P. Kennedy half-dollar with its distinctive black spotted surface preserved in very good condition has reached a current market value of around $14,500. Yes, $14,500 for a coin minted in a decade most people still remember. That's not hype. That's the truth of today's collector market. A coin most people dismiss as modern has transformed into a real-world treasure. Its value is rising, its reputation growing, and its presence commanding the attention of serious investors and passionate collectors alike. This coin reminds us that rarity isn't always about age, it's about story. It's about anomalies, beauty born of imperfection, and the magic that happens when history and mystery collide. And in a world obsessed with perfection, this coin stands proud as proof that the imperfect can become priceless. So, if you ever see a 1984 Kennedy half-dollar with a P mint mark and dark star-like spots, don't overlook it. Don't let it slip through your hands. Because you may be holding one of the most unexpected treasures of modern United States. Coinage. A coin that proves miracles still happen in mint metal. Each of the 5 coins we've revealed tonight tells its own story of chance, of legacy, of silent fortune hiding in plain sight. From the silver mysteries of the 1960s to the shadowed beauty of 1984, These coins remind us that history never stops speaking. You just have to listen closely. And remember, the value of these treasures isn't just measured in dollars, but in the awe they inspire. Because one day, your ordinary pocket change might reveal something extraordinary too. Stay curious. Keep searching. And keep believing in the magic hidden inside every American coin. You're watching Hidden U.S. Coins, your home for fresh daily updates, breaking stories, and the treasures that time almost forgot. Subscribe to Hidden U.S. Coins for fresh daily updates on rare coins, price trends, and collector secrets from across the U.S. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next hidden treasure.